Stephen Hawking brutally left his wife on Christmas Day. Hawking was twice married and twice divorced. He allowed his first wife to cheat on him. Then he left her for a nurse, who reportedly abused him. His first wife said he was a child possessed of a massive and fractious ego. The scientist's personal life included 2 marriages. Jane Wilde was his first wife. They met before his ALS diagnosis. He lived 21 years of his life without any disability. Then he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. ALS affects nerve cells, eventually impairing movement and speech. It usually starts after the age of 50. People die within months or years. In 1963, doctors gave Hawking 2 more years. Yet he and Jane went ahead with the marriage. She cared for him and their 3 children. Hawking didn't die after a few years as expected. He started using crutches after his diagnosis. He resisted a wheelchair, but once he switched, he became a pretty wild driver. He and Jane stayed married for 25 years, but their marriage was not perfect. Hawking would withdraw into himself. He tried to explain physics to Jane, but she never felt like she was part of his world. In 1977, Jane met a man named Jonathan Hellier Jones. He was an organist in a church choir. By the mid-1980s, he and Jane had romantic feelings. According to Jane, Hawking accepted it. He said he wouldn't mind as long as she still loved him. It wasn't just illness and infidelity that stressed their marriage. Having caregivers at home was disruptive. The caregivers disapproved of their lives. There was no family privacy.
They whispered about us, and they undermined me,
Jane said. One nurse, Elaine Mason, became Hawking's next wife. On Christmas 1989, Hawking left Jane for Elaine. His daughter Lucy recalled that day.
My dad gave us all our presents in the morning, and then he made this big thing of going off with Elaine.
She said it was unnecessarily brutal for the kids. Jane described the time before Christmas as horrible. Hawking and Elaine's relationship was obvious to everyone. They didn't hide it. Jane said that her arrangement with Jonathan was mild in comparison. Jonathan practically joined a family. He helped Jane care for Hawking and the kids. After Christmas, Hawking moved out. He married Elaine in 1995 after divorcing Jane, but there were issues. His kids accused Elaine of limiting their access to Hawking. Lucy said Elaine could choke on inheritance money if their dad died. Hawking and the kids practically stopped talking. Jane said his house was forbidden territory. In 2003, nurses accused Elaine of abusing Hawking, but Hawking strongly denied it. Elaine filed for divorce in 2006. There were cheating rumors. The divorce actually helped family dynamics. Hawking reunited with his kids and grandkids. He reconnected with his first wife Jane. They attended the Theory of Everything premiere together. Hawking died in 2018, aged 76. His children announced his death. They shared a touching tribute.
He once said, "It would not be much of a universe if it wasn't home to the people you love. We will miss him forever."